This isn't just a catchy title, silver is the new gold. It's something that I've come to realize after months of deep research. Today, I'll share everything I discovered about silver, its history, its present, and where it seems to be heading. But before I begin, let me make something clear. Whatever I'm about to share is purely my own understanding. It is not financial or investment advice. Whatever decisions you make after watching this are completely your own responsibility. The story of silver. Silver, just like gold, is a precious metal. For thousands of years, silver was used as money. People didn't just keep it in their homes or wear it as jewelry. It was actually used for trade and transactions. In fact, for much of human history, the word money basically meant silver and gold. Then came fiat currency, the paper money we use today. Once paper money became the global standard, gold and silver stopped being used directly as currency. But something interesting happened when that transition took place. For thousands of years, the price ratio between gold and silver remained stable, roughly between 1 to 10 and 1 to 20. That means 1 gram of gold could be exchanged for 10 to 20 grams of silver. But after fiat currencies became dominant, that ratio widened drastically, first to around 1 to 50 or 1 to 60. And today, in 2025, the ratio is about 1 to 80. That means you can trade 1 gram of gold for 80 grams of silver. Why is there such a huge difference? That question fascinated me. Because if we look at the availability of these two metals in the world, the supply difference is only about 10 times, not 80 times. So if there's 10 times more silver available than gold, why is it 80 times cheaper? There can only be two explanations. Either gold is overvalued or silver's demand is too low. But after deeper research, I found that neither explanation makes sense. Gold is not overvalued. Its value doesn't really change. It's the currency that fluctuates. When inflation rises and the purchasing power of paper money drops, gold appears to become more expensive. But in truth, it's not gold rising, it's the currency falling. So if gold isn't overpriced, that means silver must be undervalued. And that's where things get really interesting. The silver deficit. In recent years, the world has been facing a structural silver deficit, meaning the global demand for silver is higher than the global supply. Every year, more and more silver is being consumed, but the production isn't keeping pace. So what changed in the past few decades that didn't happen in the last 100 years? The answer is simple. Silver has become both a precious metal and an industrial metal. Today, around 67% of the total annual silver supply is used in industries, not for jewelry or coins, but for technology, solar panels, medical equipment, and electronics. And this demand is rising faster than ever before. Why industries need silver? Silver has unique properties. It's the best conductor of electricity and heat among all metals. That makes it irreplaceable in many industrial applications. For example, an electric vehicle uses about 25 to 50 grams of silver in its components. Solar panels rely on silver for electrical connections. Every smartphone, laptop, and data server you use has tiny amounts of silver inside. Even artificial intelligence and large data centers depend on silver-based components for efficient performance. Most people don't realize this, but silver is quietly powering the modern world. And unlike gold, much of this silver can't be easily recovered or recycled once it's used. When it's used in electronics, it's often in paste or microform, making it nearly impossible to extract later. The supply problem. Now comes the supply side. Unlike gold, most silver is not mined directly. It's extracted as a byproduct during the mining of other metals like copper, lead, or zinc. So even if silver demand suddenly skyrockets, mining companies can't just turn up production. Silver output depends on how much of those other metals are being mined. That's why silver supply remains relatively flat even when demand shoots up. Combine these two facts, rising demand and limited supply, and you'll understand why silver prices are beginning to move upward globally. And this isn't limited to industrial demand alone. Investment demand for silver is also increasing rapidly, especially through silver ETFs, or exchange-traded funds, where investors can buy exposure to silver without physically owning it. Silver's future. Now, the big question: will silver's price rise in the coming years? No one can predict that with certainty. Markets are influenced by countless factors: inflation, technology, geopolitics, mining costs, and investor psychology. All I can say is this: based on current trends, silver is heavily undervalued compared to gold. The gap between their real-world importance and market price is too wide to stay this way forever. But again, this is not financial advice. I'm simply sharing my personal understanding and research so that you can think for yourself and make informed decisions. Final thoughts. For thousands of years, silver was seen as gold's little brother, valuable, but not quite as glamorous. Today, however, the world is changing. Silver is no longer just a shiny metal for ornaments or coins. It's a vital industrial material powering renewable energy, electric vehicles, and digital technology. So maybe, just maybe, silver truly is the new gold.
And that's it. Now you know why silver is truly the new gold. If you found this video valuable, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because knowledge grows only when it's shared. Comment below what you think. Will silver outshine gold in the coming years? I'd love to know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Stay curious, stay aware, and as always, keep learning, keep growing.